She never came back for the bag. It sat on the chair long after the cafe emptied, quiet and forgotten. At first, he thought it was just another thing someone left behind. But when he finally opened it, his hands began to shake. Because what he found inside wasn't money, it was a prayer. Every morning at 6, Daniel unlocked the small neighborhood cafe on the corner of Maple Street. It wasn't fancy. 2 scratched wooden tables by the window, a counter that had seen better days, and the smell of coffee that lingered like a promise. Daniel had worked there for 8 years, long enough to stop noticing the cracks in the walls, long enough to know most customers by their orders instead of their names. He liked quiet mornings best. They reminded him that life could be simple. That morning started like any other. He wiped the counter, switched on the old coffee machine, and watched the street wake up outside. People hurried past with tired faces and busy minds. Everyone seemed to be going somewhere important. That's when he noticed her. She stood just outside the door for a moment, holding a little boy's hand. Her coat was thin, clearly too light for the cold. The boy looked no older than 6. His shoes were worn, the soles nearly smooth. She hesitated before pushing the door open. Daniel watched as they walked in slowly, like they weren't sure they were welcome. She guided the boy to the table farthest from the counter and helped him into a chair. "Sit here, okay?" she whispered. The boy nodded. "Mama, are we eating?" She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "We'll see," she said gently. Daniel felt something tighten in his chest. They didn't order right away. Instead, the woman took out a small bag, old, faded but clean, and placed it carefully beside her chair. She folded her hands on the table, bowed her head for a moment, and closed her eyes. Daniel pretended not to stare. After a few minutes, he walked over. "Good morning," he said softly. "Can I get you something?" She looked up, startled, like she'd forgotten other people existed. "Oh, just water, please," she said. For now. For now," Daniel repeated, nodding. As he brought the water, he overheard the boy whisper, "Mama, my stomach hurts." She reached across the table and squeezed his hand. "I know," she said quietly. "Just a little longer." Daniel walked away pretending not to hear, but the words followed him. Minutes passed, then more. The boy stared at the pastries behind the glass display. His eyes moved from one to another, lingering too long. The mother noticed and gently turned his chair toward the window instead. "Look," she said softly. "Cars." Eventually, the cafe began to fill. Orders stacked up. Noise replaced the calm. When Daniel finally glanced back at their table, it was empty. They were gone. The chairs were pushed in neatly. The water glasses were untouched. But the bag was still there. Daniel frowned and walked over. "Ma'am?" he called out, glancing toward the door. No answer. He waited a few minutes, thinking she might return, breathless and apologetic. But she didn't. The cafe emptied again. Noon passed. The bag remained. Daniel picked it up gently as it might break. "I'll just check for ID," he muttered to himself. He opened it slowly. Inside were no valuables. No wallet. No phone. Just a folded piece of paper on top. He unfolded it. The handwriting was careful but shaky. "Dear God, thank you for another day. I don't know how we'll eat today, but I trust you. Please watch over my son. He's a good boy. If someone finds this, please don't think badly of me. I'm trying." Daniel sat down hard in the chair. Under the note was a small envelope. Inside it, 3 coins. Not even enough for a cup of coffee. And beneath that, a child's drawing. A stick figure woman holding a smaller stick figure's hand. Above them, a big, uneven heart. At the top, in crooked letters, "Me and Mama." Daniel felt his eyes burn. He thought about all the times he'd complained about his job, his hours, his life, about how unfair things felt when tips were low or customers were rude. And here was a mother who couldn't afford breakfast, leaving behind the only bag she owned. Not because she didn't care, but because she was distracted by worry, or hunger, or hope. He closed the bag slowly. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. The note replayed in his mind. If someone finds this, please don't think badly of me. The next morning, he brought the bag back to the cafe and placed it by the counter. He asked around the neighborhood. No one knew her. Days passed. She never came back. On the fourth day, Daniel made a decision. He taped a simple sign to the cafe window. If you're hungry, please come in. No questions asked. His manager raised an eyebrow. You sure about this? He asked. Daniel nodded. I am. That afternoon, the door opened. Daniel looked up. It was her. The same thin coat. The same tired eyes. The little boy clutched her hand. She froze when she saw him. I'm sorry, she said quickly. I think I left my bag here. I didn't mean to. Daniel reached under the counter and placed the bag gently in front of her. You didn't forget anything, he said softly. You trusted. Her eyes filled with tears. The boy tugged her sleeve. Manga. She knelt beside him. It's okay, she whispered. Daniel brought 2 bowls of soup and set them on the table. Please, he said. Sit. She hesitated. I can't pay. I know, Daniel said. And you don't have to. She looked at him, searching his face. Why? She asked. He thought of the note, the drawing, the prayer. Because someone once trusted God in this cafe, he said. And it changed me. She covered her mouth, tears falling freely now. The boy smiled for the first time. As they ate, Daniel turned away, giving them space. That small act didn't fix everything, but it started something. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change someone's world.